Hi everyone, Master Teacher Holly Holland here with another one of our Bone Strong for Osteoporosis workout series. Today I'm going to do a little bit longer class by popular request that will focus on our yoga for osteoporosis sequences. Now you can always take an hour-long class with me at my studio. I teach one every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can take that from your home, wherever that is. I have people in the studio and then people who request a Zoom link. You would need to contact me, and the email is there so you can actually get that Zoom link once you sign up. That's an additional charge. In the class, we typically work with a folding chair. We have a yoga block, a resistance band, maybe 2 yoga blocks for some poses. And I just always have a blanket that I can either kneel on or that I can use in a lying down purposes. For this class today, I'm only going to use a chair for some of the seated positions, and then we'll come down onto the floor. I won't do some of the standing poses just because of the particular camera angle and limitations that I have today. But they're very much a part of our practice, much more dynamic and working on balance and strength there too. So let's just come into a position where we can quiet the mind. And just focus on just our little time here together. Just allowing your body to be calm, but nice upright posture. Make sure there's nothing around the floor that you can trip on other than the props that we have right here. And just let's sit up tall. So in yoga classes, we want to really focus on a very continual deep breath. Now, we often will keep the mouth closed for this, although I vary that depending on the class, because so often we've been in a mask situation in the studio and around the world, so feel free to just breathe as you need to. But if you want to do it in a more traditional ujjayi or sound breath posture, you would try to close the mouth and inhale, drawing in 1, 2, 3, pause at the top, gently constrict your throat, and then exhale. 3, 2, 1. And you get this sound inside. It's almost like you're living inside of a conch shell, and it sounds like this. It's a very meditative breath. It's not important that you achieve that, but that you are trying to really focus on your breath with every movement and trying to get a pretty good equal count here. So it's never a short staccato breath, but very long and generous flow. Good. Now let's slowly open the eyes. And let's take our arms out to the side. Bring them out, inhale as you reach them up. And then exhale, bring the palms together, press them down into your heart space. Good, so just warming up the body. Inhale, reach the arms out. And exhale, press them down into your heart. It's kind of like a little seated sun salutation, welcoming the day. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, press the palms together. Now push those arms out, using your hands as a force of resistance, and bring them back to center. Push the palms out, reach out, open the chest wall, and bring it back to center. Once more, push out, open. Are you still breathing? Reach over to that left side like you're going to string a harp and stretch it across your body, letting your neck move in direction of the arm bones. Work to the right side now. Stretch over and back. This feels so good in your body. It's almost like you're just giving yourself a little bit of a pranic bath, and you stretch over there, opening up. We'll give the body just a chance to connect with the breath, feel alive with the movement, and out and in. And then let's just take the hands up to the arms, reach up, back, and around. Feel all that good energy is as you feel the arm bones start to get lubricated with the movement. Good, one more in this direction. And then reverse it, bring it up, back, and around. Get out some of those pinchy points that seem to live all around the shoulders and the neck. One more time here. Good. And then just kind of shake it out. Now let's put a little attention into our hands. I like to use my one thumb to massage all along the fingers. And in this way, you're inviting some good circulation into your hands. You're also creating some nice friction into the bones. Our hands do a lot for us, and I think sometimes we don't really pay attention to them enough. Now I'm taking it almost as if I'm pulling a glove finger off, trying to stretch out each of the fingers as they do in massage so well. And then let's move to the other side. I do this so often, especially with my seniors, including my mother, who comes to me for sessions. It feels so good when you've started to develop arthritis or stiff joints to just give this little attention to circulation and movement. And then just flick them out. Take the hand into external rotation and then just tap. Giving a little bit of friction into the bones, but it's also a wonderful way to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system, which invites rest and relaxation. Now let's take your hands up into the head. Kind of run your fingers up into the skull, stretch up there, invite some nice energy. You often take tension into the jawline. So this is a nice way to just bring some awareness to that and then release it. Now let's interlace your hands behind your head. You'll use your hands to sort of frame the skull, and with your fingers just stretch up. Good, and just really open things up. Feel like your head is lifting up, and you find that, gosh, you probably were in a little bit more forward head position than you realize, and that's not helpful to us with osteoporosis. It just kind of further compresses the body. Now take a breath in, and as you exhale, while pressing down into your feet and down into your sit bones, pull your head into the webbing of your hands. Release that, take a breath. Inhale, and as you exhale again, feel the forces down and up as you create all that good traction with your body. One more time, we'll reach up there and try to energize the spine, give it some beautiful height, and then release. Good, now I'm going to reach over and get my resistance band. I just happen to have a red one, kind of a medium resistance. You can use whatever works for you. I'm going to take my hand here and just open the palm here and kind of just stretch it out. I'm going to flip my fingers under, just kind of gravitate that to kind of lock it in there a little bit. Okay, so set your arms back in there. Pretend that you're just sort of spreading out, almost like you're dusting a table. Feels so great to your chest wall. But because the band is against your hands like that, you'll get a really nice resistance point. The wrist is a common fracture point with osteoporosis. We want to make sure that we're giving it as much strength into those tiny bones as we can. Good, and then from here, go ahead and just anchor that one arm down to your chair and stretch that other arm up at a diagonal. Really opening up, a little external rotation of the right arm. Coming back, inhale, exhale, stretch, open up. So you'll see that in all these ways, we're trying to use the body and these small props as resistance to add to our typical yoga poses. We're sitting up tall in the chair, never slumping, always trying to find that maximum height and all the resistance you can use in your body and the props. Good. Let's do that one more time. 3 is kind of my charm. We stretch over, open it out, and then just reach it across and release. Now let's take a little bit of a change here to work on the rotator cuff muscles. These are the muscles here that are really responsible for moving our arm in most of the directions, and they're pretty tight because we're round, sitting in front of computers and all kinds of activities through the day. So I'm going to take this again with my palms up and elbows at the side. It's a smaller space right here with the band. Now I'm going to pull it apart. You'll feel right away the activity of the supraspinatus, which is the muscle right here at the upper shoulder that is responsible for abduction or outward movement there. Now you could add a head turn with this. So now you could take the right arm out and turn your head to the left so you get a nice oppositional stretch. Feels really good to your neck. Left arm out and I turn my head to the right. Do that a few more times. Work that with your breath. Open out right, head turns left, take it out left, head turns right. Inhale. And just go as slowly, mindfully as you can, giving yourself time to just ease into the stretches. Good, now let's take it with more of an overhand grip and just bring it up, kind of a big morning yawn, or maybe it's afternoon where you are, it doesn't really matter. We're just trying to get the body to stretch, to decompress, and take it up. And if you need a little bit more slack, you go for it. And then I'm going to take it behind me. Bend the elbows as I draw back. Now, if that doesn't feel good to your body, of course, like anything in this practice, you leave it out. But if you're able to draw that down without having to drop your head in order to get that band behind you, I think you'll find this a really good position. Good. Now, I'm going to have us take this behind the shoulders. And I call this kind of our sexy towel wrap. So imagine that you're coming out of the shower and you're just giving yourself a little bit of a shimmy. Feels nice. You get a little movement into the upper shoulder muscles. They get a little pokey sometimes. And then you'll just start to feel that warmth and that movement going all the way down your spine. Good. Now let's keep that there. And I want you to try to breathe into the back body as you do that. Right? Try to really open up, draw the abs in and breathe. Feel the resistance that you can create with just a little bit of pressure from the band and a nice resistance from your own body. Now I'd like you to think about this. This is what we call a hip hinge, where you want to move from your